This is going to be ranking every U.S. state by how much I want to drive on their first road pictured on Google. I Googled road in each state name and used whatever the first image was. I'll be considering the entire photo, not just the road. Number 50, Missouri. There's absolutely nothing interesting or attractive about this photo. Just looks like a road that I would drive every day. 49, Nebraska. This looks like the most boring drive you could possibly imagine. Oh look, there's fields over here. Oh look, more fields over here, and absolutely nothing else. 48, North Dakota. Oh look, more fields. How entertaining. 47, Idaho. Oh look, fun. More grass to stare at while I drive. 46, Illinois. Again, we've got a boring straight shot, but at least there are some crops to see as well as a building. 45, Delaware. Same thing. Boring straight road, but at least we have some colorful crops to see. 44, Virginia. Pretty boring, just a typical looking highway. 43, Maryland, same thing, just a little more to look at. 42, Florida. This road definitely is leading to somewhere that's haunted, which is both intriguing and terrifying at the same time, but I'm not the type of person to go get scared for fun, so I'm going to pass on this one. 41, Ohio. Another one that just looks like a typical American town, so nothing interesting about it, but at least you have some buildings back there to look at. 40, Mississippi. Another typical looking road, but this is the first one in the series we've seen that's got a curve, so we finally get to have a little bit of fun making a turn. 39, Iowa. Another one where all you have on either side is grass and crops. But hey, we've got some hills, so we're starting to get a little bit better than the straight flat roads. 38, New Mexico. Back to a flat, boring road, but I think there's some mountains in the background, so you have something slightly decent to look at. 37, New Jersey. I'm just trying to have a nice, peaceful drive, and knowing my luck, I'd be chilling in this lane, and last minute my GPS would tell me I have to exit over there. 36, Texas. Another boring straightaway stretch, but I guess the scenery on the sides is decent, and you could probably go pretty fast, so that's why it made it this far. 35, Michigan. Same thing, but you got some trees on the side to add a little bit of spice, and you've got a storm of brewing, so that makes things a little more interesting. 34, Rhode Island. This one appears very boring at first, but there's a little pullover area here, so I'm assuming that there's something scenic over there that you just can't see in the photo, so I gave them the benefit of the doubt on that one, but still not great. 33, Pennsylvania. Kind of cool to drive through the trees, but nothing super out of the ordinary. 32, Alabama. I like all the green. Seems like a nice spring drive, but nothing overly interesting about it. 31, Indiana. Nothing too crazy in terms of views, but you do have a fun curve coming up there, and I also like the fog over the trees. I think that looks cool. 30, Kansas. Boring scenery, but the road has a curve and hill coming up. 29, Georgia. Pretty cool scene driving through the trees here, but nothing super flashy that you haven't seen before. 28, Tennessee, a fun little curve here, and I like the colors in the trees. 27, West Virginia. Most of the scenes in this portion of the ranking have a ton of color to them, and this one doesn't have that, but it is still pretty cool with all the mountains in the background and the trees. 26, Maine. Got some colors to the trees here. Nothing overly flashy, but it's still pretty. 25, Arkansas. I like all the bright colors to this one, and the curves in this road look like they'd be a lot of fun. 24, Minnesota, another one that looks like it's got a pretty fun road, and I like all the colors to the trees of this one as well. 23, Connecticut, again, like most of the ones in this portion of the rankings, incredible fall colors to these trees would make for a very scenic drive. 22, Kentucky, just a cool little back road that would be fun to drive. 21, Louisiana, maybe a surprise something this plane made it this far, but it's the only one in the series with a bridge, so that's a little bit more unique than the rest. 20, Massachusetts. Love the bright fall colors to this one, and the road's a little curvy, so seems like it'd be pretty fun. 19, South Dakota. I just think it'd be super cool to drive up on Mount Rushmore like this and take in the scene. 18, Oklahoma. Now, I'm actually not a huge fan of the scenery on the ground, but the sky is incredible. That would be amazing to drive with that in the background. 17, Vermont. I love all the bright fall colors to this one. 16, Wisconsin. I wish the trees in this one were brighter and more colorful because then it would have been top 5. Look at how fun this road looks. You're just weaving all in and out. That would be a blast. 15, Nevada. Another one that I wish had some more eye-popping colors to it because it is an awesome scene with the mountains in the background. 14, Wyoming. Now it's eliminated here because it's a straight stretch which can get very boring, but it made it this far because it's a gorgeous scene with these hills over here and the mountains over here. 13, Utah, same thing, had to be eliminated because it's a pretty boring road, but the scenery in this one speaks for itself. Number 12, Oregon. This one's actually the opposite. The road is awesome and what carried it this far. This would be so fun to go around all these curves, but there isn't a ton in terms of surrounding scenery besides the trees. Don't get me wrong, they look good, but just nothing super special. 11, New York. Now driving through NYC would be a little stressful, but there's not any traffic on this road and I love big cities, so it'd be super fun to drive through. 10, Colorado. Just take a look at these mountains. I don't need to say anything else. 9, New Hampshire. The fall colors are absolutely breathtaking. Number 8, Arizona. Nothing special about the road itself, but the scenery in the background is phenomenal. Number 7, California. I love that you've got the mountains on one side and the water on the other. Number 6, Montana. It would just be surreal driving towards these mountains. Number 5, Alaska. Just a ton of awesome nature scenery in this one with the trees and then obviously the big mountains in the background. Number 4, Washington. Same thing, just a breathtaking scene with the trees and then the snow-covered mountains up top. Number 3, South Carolina. This just looks like a surreal scene straight out of a movie. Would be super cool to experience in person. Number 2, Hawaii. Another scene that just wouldn't feel real because of how cool it is, and it's also got a curvy road which makes the drive more fun. And number 1, North Carolina. The road would be a fun drive and the scene is absolutely beautiful.